Hey, happy Monday. We're back again. Monday mortgage market update. Hope you all had a good weekend. Market's a little crazy, as we have talked about in the past. Today we're going to hit on a couple things. People had asked, is it too late to refinance? What are points? Do you have to pay them? What's going on with foreclosures? That's not a very exciting topic, but we're going to get into that and more. So again, hope you had a great weekend. It is Monday. Weeks are flying by. Pre-approvals are the way to go. Again, I know I talk about it a lot, but this weekend had 3 pre-approvals go live, and the key in getting pre-approved is when you are ready to buy the house, all you have to do. Dan Mudd, how are you, my man? Reverse Mortgage King. When you're pre-approved, you feel freer to go look at a house. You know that if everything works out, I click a button, you get the letter. So you call me and you say, hey, John, I know I got my letter, but now I need you to put this dollar amount on it. I'll explain it when you call me. But 3 went live this weekend. Houses are going fast. If you're in the market to buy a home, you need to be ready to make an offer. Cindy Richards Ruschmacher, welcome to Chicago, all the way from Texas. You need to be ready to buy a home. You need to be pre-approved. People say they'll worry about it later. Well, worrying about it later is an issue because the way the market is going right now, you don't have a chance to worry about it later. You need to make that offer. There was an offer made this weekend. My client lost the home. It was a $30,000 over purchase price offer. It's crazy. It's nuts. Now, people ask me, is that a good idea or a bad idea? Depending on if you're going to live in that house forever. Because if you... let's say you pay 10 grand over on a house and it appraises out at the sales price. Let's say it's selling for 450. You offer 460. It appraises at 450. You need to bring in that extra $10,000 to match that sales price, appraisal price. And then you got to think about, this is a very hot market, so places are selling fast. Appraisals are coming in good or well. I'm not sure which one that is. But what you have to think about is you are now $10,000 upside down in your new house. To put it simple, if you bought that house for 460, it appraised at 450, and you have to sell it in a couple of months, whatever reason, you're not going to get 460. Most likely not going to get 460. So think about it before you make that offer. If you're going above the list price or above the appraised value, because it is a hot market, you may have negative equity in that house right now, walking in the door. And if you don't care, you don't care. I don't care. But again, you got to bring in the difference. You cannot finance in that difference between what it appraised out at and what you bought it for. A lot of things to think about, but pre-approval is key. Pre-approval will take you 15 minutes. So you need to do it if you're thinking about moving. And again, if you're thinking about moving, you got to have somewhere to go. I can't tell you how many people that we run into an issue where they put their house up on the market, it sells, and they have nowhere to go. Timing is key. You need to find somewhere to go. You need to organize that timing with the seller. Anyway, is it too late to refinance? Someone asked me last week. It's never too late to refinance. Depending on your situation, every situation is different. If your rate is phenomenal and you're very happy with your payment, that's great. If your rate is good and you have a lot of external debt you'd like to pay off, we are seeing multiple clients do a cash out refinance. Now keep in mind that rate's going to be a little higher than a conventional refinance or purchase. But if you're paying 16, 17, 18, 12% on any other external debt that you don't mind rolling in, it's never too late to refinance. Take a look at your rate. You know, we had a gentleman call in last week. He's at 4.25 on a 30-year fixed. He's going to refinance. It's worth it for him. If it's not worth it for you, I will be the first one to tell you. It's a quick conversation. Refinance demand is down 20% from a year ago, but that's a year ago. It's only down a couple percent from last week. Anyway, call me. We'll figure it out. No worries. What are points? Do you need to pay them? It's kind of a tricky question. Points are a percentage of the loan amount. You can use them to buy down your rate. If you want to buy down your rate, you can buy down your rate. Let's use simple math because I'm a simple guy and say you're buying a $100,000 condo. And 1 point obviously would be $1,000. That 1 point may buy your rate down to a very comfortable loan amount, a very comfortable rate, which would equate to a lower payment. You can do a half a point, you can do an eighth of a point. Where some people get you, or where I get a lot of phone calls, Kelly Norris Smith, how are you? Hope you're enjoying retirement. Where I get some phone calls says, hey, such and such a bank in the paper, or internet, I'm sorry, I'm old, and the internet is advertising this rate, which is crazy low. What you want to do is you want to read the fine print, because in that fine print, it will say this rate is X amount of points. Points aren't bad if you want to pay them, if you have the cash to pay them, and if you want to lower that rate. Doesn't happen a lot, happens sometimes. So before you pick up the phone and call somebody that's advertising a crazy low rate, call me. If it's a great rate, I'll tell you. But look and see. Ask them right up front, are there any points involved? Some loans, some construction loans have points. We don't. But again, points aren't bad. They get a bad rap because some people use them to make the phone ring, and then you're on the phone with them, and you know what that means. Rapid recovery right now, an improving job market is making for a very strong home buying demand. But with good news, there's always bad news. There's no damn houses for sale. The inventory is ridiculous. Talking to people all over the country, because we lend in all 50 states, there's no homes on the market. So again, if you're going to move, you've got to have somewhere to go. I know I keep saying that, but you're going to call me and say, hey, I need to move, but I have nowhere to go. Speaking about not paying your mortgage, no foreclosures. There'll be no foreclosures until 2022. The CFPB put that off until December 31st, 2022. That applies to all mortgages, private, public, government, on primary residences. But here's the deal. They expect, the CFPB does, 1.7 million borrowers will be at the risk of foreclosure come September of this year, because that is when forbearance ends. And I know we've had this forbearance conversation, started with the vid. You could get forbearance, and now they have extended it. That forbearance is coming due September of this year, which again is going to put 1.7 million borrowers at risk of foreclosure. What does that mean? That means a lot. Foreclosure proceedings can take a while. Will it put more houses on the market if people are foreclosed on? Sadly, yes. If you're in forbearance right now, you're still in forbearance right now, you need to talk to a friendly mortgage dude about what happens when you come out of forbearance. It's a nice conversation, gets you prepared. You don't want to be stuck in September with somebody knocking at your door as those foreclosures then are starting to resume on January 1st. So that, in a nutshell, is all I got today. Someone mentioned my pocket square. It's a new invention. It's actually a mask. See how that works? Pocket square, mask. It's never going to go anywhere. Hey, have a good week. Call me.